Today we'll see how we can run our APM code. Uh, to run the APM code, we need to start the APM server first, right? So they're having multiple way to start your server. The first way is start your server manually. The second is start your server by your code itself. Like I have the both code, like both way to show you. Like I have written one code, and before running this code I have to start the APM server manually. Or if you don't want to run APM server manually, then we have already a code to run the APM server through your APM code itself. Okay, so you should not worry about like APM server is running or not. And why APM server is required to run? Because you are running your code in your Mac machine, and your code is going to hit your another Android kind of machine or iOS machine, right? Like I can show you the phone is here connected. I have connected the phone, and I am using one Visual kind of third-party application to show you in my laptop. Okay, so the phone is in the another OS, your code is in another code OS. So in between the two OS, how the communication will happen? That will be only happen by the help of APM server. That's why the APM server is required to run before running your mobile automation code. So if you remember, when you are running your web automation code, that means Selenium, that time it was not at all required to run any server. But for mobile application, you have to run the Appium server before starting your code to be executed in your phone. Okay, so you can run the Appium server either manually before starting your execution, or through code you can start your execution. Okay, so first of all I will show you to manually only. Like through manually also you have the two option. Either you have to use Appium desktop application. Just you have to use Appium desktop application, launch it, and I will show you from the beginning itself. Okay, so I have the Appium desktop application. Just click it, launch. Okay, so when you will be click on the launch, okay, means for the Appium desktop icon, it will launch like that. And the version is Appium 1 1.21. Okay, nowadays we have the Appium 2, and Appium 2 at all is not supporting the Appium desktop kind of scenario. Okay, okay, I believe I have clicked twice, thrice, so that's it. That's why it's opening. But for if suppose you are still using the Appium one, that means you will get this kind of Appium desktop application. So that is the one way. Here you can see the by default port for Appium server is 4723. You have to just click on the start server option, and it will be start here. Okay, so that is the one way your Appium server is up and running. Okay, and the second way I will show you after this run. Like let me just run this code, and in the next step I will show you the another way to start your Appium server manually. Okay, so here Appium server is up and running. Let me just right click on my code. So in my code, let me say give you the detail about our code. So what I am going to do, I have one application like API demo debug APK that I have kept in my local system in download folder. Okay, and then I am going to do two activity. First is like before class. Like before a class means if you remember the test ng concept, like before class will take care to run the some kind of a predefined code before running any of the test execution, right? So in before class I have mentioned few things, like I have decided the desired capability, And desired capability, what is that? That is also a kind of interface introduced in the APM, or you can say it's a kind of class. Okay, uh, exactly, let me tell you, it is a class, right? It is a class of Selenium kind of things, and it will be help you to manipulate with the parameters of while running the APM code to your phone. So that's why you have to define the desired capability. Then you have to define the URL. Hope you remember when I was starting the APM desktop application, that time it was saying like this is the URL, means URL and the port number, right? So that I have to give here the URL and the port number, and WD have uh, is the kind of default port for the APM server, especially for the, I'm talking about the APM 1, not for the APM 2. For APM 2 I'll be create a separate video and show you how APM 2 is working. In that scenario, this by default port and all will be changed, URL it will be changed. Okay, and the next steps, I have to use implicit wait. Like implicit wait, why we are using, like to manage the synchronization in concept in the Selenium and APM. So we have to use the implicit wait. It's not mandatory, it's up to you. Suppose you don't want to fail your test case, you have to use it. That will discuss you in the like upcoming session. So before class is defined here, so it will be take care about the server launching and all, and then actual test case will start from here. So I have to start, means start doing activity on the application. In the first, it will go to click on the preference, then it will go to preference dependency, then it will click on the some checkbox, then it will send some Wi-Fi name and all. So that these are the two three small activity I am doing in this application. So let me quickly show you, like APM server is running. Now you have to just run this code and check whether it is running fine or not. So right click, run as, run as test ng. Okay, and you can see here the log will start over there. Okay, as you can see, it is trying to interact with the server. Yes, it is already connected with the server. Now server is giving the log, and it will be interact with the phone. You can see the right hand side having one phone I have connected, the Pixel 4, and yes, you can see it is successfully interacted and doing the all activity, and it's finished. Okay, so that is the pretty one way to start your APM server manually, and then you can execute. So next steps, let me close this one, close from here. And the next way, I'm going to run the APM server by command prompt itself. So how it will be? So let me freshly start the command prompt. Okay. So you have to go to the command prompt, or for starting the APM server from the command prompt, uh, you have to set the APM path, like Java path or Android path you have set in your configuration setting, right? Same way you have to pass the APM server path to your configuration setting. Okay, and once it is set, you have to just pass the command APM and just enter it. Okay, the APM server will be a start here itself through the command prompt. Okay, yes, you can see the welcome to the APM 1.2, or like APM 1. I am dealing with the APM 1 right away. Okay, in next session we'll talk about the latest APM 2. Okay, so APM server is running. Just keep it in the side and run the same code once again. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so I have started the execution. You can see the log is started in the command prompt itself. The same thing it will be happen with the this way also. It will and try to interact with the phone, and then it will execute the code. Okay, so it is trying to connect. Yes, now the phone has launched. uh, Here you can see the all test case has completed, and you can see here the success code is 200. Okay, and if you want to close the Appium server, how you can close? You can just press the button Control plus C in your command in your Windows laptop. Okay, Control plus C. Okay, that's all. So these are the two way to run the manually the Appium server. One is from the Appium desktop application, second is directly from the command prompt. Okay, so if suppose you have done with your manual activity, means you doesn't want to do run your server by manually, or might be you will forget to start the server or close the server at a time of execution. So better to deal with the automatic running your server code. Okay, so for that I have one more code here. So what it will do, it will automatically through programmatically only, it will be run our uh, Appium server. And how it will be run? So what I am doing, I am using the Appium server builder uh, class here, and it will be take care about the all things. Like I have to define the port number, IP address and all here itself, and it will be take care by this service.start method. Okay, so this method will take care to run the uh, Appium server, and the end of the uh, execution, I have to just use the Appium stop kind of method to stop the Appium server. And the same activity I am doing here in the test execution, the same application I am launching, and just clicking to the preference and the dependencies like that. Okay, so let me run here also. Right click, run as test ng. Okay, so Appium server started programmatically. All right. Yeah, you can see in the right side, it's interacting and all test case completed. Okay, so it's done about this video. Like in this video, I have discussed about only the about the Appium 1. In the next video, I'll be talking about the Appium 2, like how the code will run in the Appium 2. There are significant few changes are there in the Appium 2. A few few codes need to be update, that I will discuss in the upcoming video. For this video, you have to just concentrate about the Appium 1. If suppose you are still using the Appium 1 in your company or in your project, you can refer this video. If for the Appium 2, I'll be give you the another video in another few days. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.